it does this thing that I love in anime, which is
Mhm.
like, oh, we're also wholesome, we're magical girl anime, and now it's gonna get really freaking dark.
Trent, welcome back. We're talking more
Hello.
anime.
Oh boy, it's my favorite topic.
Okay, I said, Trent, come talk about Sailor Moon. You said, yes, I will talk about Sailor Moon. Tell me a series that you loved from Sailor Moon.
I loved Sailor Moon Super S.
Yes.
It does this thing that I love in anime, which is
Mhm.
like, oh, we're also wholesome, we're magical girl anime, and now it's gonna get really freaking dark, just out of nowhere. And it does this really, really well. And it does a really good focus on Sailor Chibi Moon, gives her a
I,
little bit of love.
I
Yeah,
love her so
I love her
much.
so much. I just must protect. And right at the start, you get the Amazon trio trying to corrupt her and taking over the world so they can steal Pegasus' power. And it's this really trippy kind of show, kind of series. But I love it because it lets her not just be a cute sidekick.
Hmm.
She is in danger, and she's one of the heroes of the series. That's really important. It also does a really great job of setting up the full might of the Dead Moon Circus coming out after the Sailor Scouts later on. I love that. It's this great example of escalation. You start off with
Ooh.
a really like small, not a small, but a personal issue. Sailor Chibi Moon is having nightmares.
Hmm.
Somebody's invading her dreams.
Hmm.
It then becomes the entire planet is at stake by the end of the season. I think that is something anime does really well, and this is a great example of that.
I feel like it's kind of a graduation from her intro in the Deke dub where it's like, she's in love with Pegasus. What does this mean? She kind of opens the door to a lot of the weirder storytelling that we get
Mhm.
toward the end of that original series. And it's like, what if that was an entire show? And
Yeah,
then, as you say,
absolutely.
they keep escalating from that point forward. Ah, what a great pick. Okay, what's next on your list?
The next one on my list is actually Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars. It's the last one. The very end.
I
And endings are
know.
really important. Endings are so important. If you
And we
don't
don't
nail the
get them
ending,
in anything anymore.
no, no. And it's great that this is it's based on a manga. The manga had an ending. They went, this is
Hmm.
the ending.
Hmm.
Um, but it it's not a perfect ending. It doesn't hit everything that it needs to. However,
Hmm.
it's so ambitious, and I love that. Sailor Galaxia.
Best name of
Oh,
all time.
it's
Drag name,
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. It tells you exactly what they are. They are the
Hmm.
Sailor Scout of a galaxy, and they are going to mess everybody's day up.
Hmm.
It's wonderful. I love that she represents the path not taken for Sailor Moon,
Yeah.
the what if Sailor Moon became corrupted kind
Hmm.
of thing. And I'm a sucker for that trope. It's a silly
Yeah.
trope, but this season pulls out all the stops. It has all the time paradoxes. The,
Hmm.
the the hero saves the villain from falling to their doom, and then the power of hope and love save the entire universe. It's cheesy and hokey, and I love it. You cannot tell me this wasn't a fitting end to Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon.
Okay, speaking of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, let's talk about Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon slash the Deke dub slash the original animated series, because Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon is also what the live action series is called, which, by
Yes,
the
it
way,
is.
absolutely slaps. And I will go to bat is the best live action adaptation of any anime. You can come fight me online at Ashley V. Robinson. But if you're going to say something nasty, you have to follow me. That's my rule. But it all starts with this original animated series. And I don't know about you, but I have only ever seen the Deke dub. I've never seen the original Japanese version of
Mhm.
that OG animated series. I don't know if we didn't get it in North America until fairly recently. Obviously, again, the world has opened up so much. We have so much more access than we ever did before. But that original Deke dub, I think, was a lot of people's introduction to not only shojo storytelling, magical girl storytelling, anime in general. Like for my generation of fans, that was the first anime I'd ever seen. I
Mhm.
thought they were the most beautiful people I'd ever seen in the entire world. My mother thought they were creepy. So, of course, I immediately became obsessed with it. And it runs because it was coming out fairly concurrent to the manga. It runs almost the entire length of that series. It accomplishes so much. By the time we shared our love of Chibiusa, by the time she even gets introduced, it's like, wait, we're like 8 levels deep in this matrix. And it opens up such a massive world when it's just Serena as we meet her, but Usagi as she's actually known, when it's just her trying to get along in high school. Ugh, I love it so much. It's so perfect. Tell me what you love about the OG series.
Oh, the OG series. I mean, what I love is the impact that it had on anime in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was not the first magical girl anime, but it was
No.
one of the first shows, probably the first show, the first
Ron One
manga.
Half's over here like, hello, I've been around.
I exist. What I love about it is that, you know, it wasn't the first magical girl anime, but it was the first one that said, let's put them in a team.
Yeah.
Let's have multiple, and they all have their own interactions. They all have their own relationships, and they're all the complete characters. You know, this isn't a case of like Dragon Ball, where if you're not named Goku, you ain't saving the day.
Gohan, maybe
Gohan does a little. He shows up now and then, yeah. But like, okay, if you're not a Saiyan,
yeah,
you're not doing anything. Everybody in Sailor Moon gets a chance to shine, even if you're not called Sailor Moon. And that is my favorite thing about it. It's probably one of the first examples of a great ensemble anime, and it's really difficult to pull those off.
And it's such a diversity of characters, even though you very much can distill them down to their elemental or their sort of like Greco-Roman archetypes. Like, I always identified with Sailor Mars, but I loved, like, Sailor Jupiter is my favorite of the Sailor Scouts. Like, you can find the aspects of your personality that you're most looking to attach to in any of the characters, whether we're talking just about the Sailor Scouts or outside. So I would love to know, Trent, as we're wrapping up our Sailor Moon discussion, who is your favorite character?
You know what? And this is probably, I don't know if this is going to say something about me. I just
cancel Trent.
So obviously, I really like Tuxedo Mask. It's the dumbest name I've ever heard in my entire life.
Amazing, yeah.
It just literally, and the meme of my work here is done. You didn't do anything. Is him encapsulated. It's perfect. But I really like Sailor Moon. I love her character design. I love that first moment we get that magical girl transformation and the pigtails explode out the bat, and it's just, I think she specifically is just such a fun character. Of, like you said, she just wants to get along in high school. She just wants to hang out. She's trying to make friends, and then this talking cat shows up, and she's like, "Wait, I gotta save the world, and I'm the moon, and what?" Like, I love that. I'm a sucker for main characters, and a main character's done well, and she's done really well.
And then, like, local asshole Mamoru Chiba shows up and is like, hello, I'm Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask. I'm a hero because I'm a man. Get out of here.
Exactly that. And then Chibiusa is also like, I'm your daughter, and she's like, I guess. That's not even the weirdest thing that's happened to me today.
I know. She rolls with that so well. She just literally goes, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
you can live in my
get
house.
In. Like, just, I got a lot going on.
Get in, suckers. What is it? Get in, losers. We're saving the universe. Trent, thank you so much again for joining us. Remind people where they can follow you and harangue you about your Sailor Moon takes online.
I'm always up to discuss Sailor Moon. You can find me on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
I'm not calling it that. On at Trent L Canon is the best place to find me.